Hello everyone, and welcome back to Niche, the Lands of Ice Challenge, where we have young Oak Glen, our only purr-snouted nicheling in the tribe, sitting atop the bones of his mother Juniper as everyone says goodbye. Yuki has been very understanding. He helped to collect up the nest that little Oak Glen was in. They are all saying goodbye to the bones of Juniper, but Yuki, our wonderful nicheling god, is encouraging the tribe to move on. So yes, we are picking up right where we left off, you guys, with everyone saying goodbye to Juniper and welcoming Tigar, the new orphaned nicheling who came out of the grasses and was immediately adopted by Kale, who was still mourning the loss of the only mate he has known in his life and really wishing they had had more time together, at least one more child. And lo and behold, Tigar comes out of the bushes and is now the official adopted twin brother of Oak Glen, since they are the same age. So they're not twins by blood, but they are twins by heart, and I think Tigar is playful and exuberant and doesn't quite understand the sorrow, since Kuar is still mourning the loss of her sister after all, or the seriousness, since he is such a young little thing with no family, so he had no idea that the time of ice is upon us. He is not burdened with all of the heaviness that the tribe has suffered so far, and I think that it will actually help bring a bit of a more playful personality into the tribe. And also, since he is not directly blood related to anyone, I'm going to give him a little pink gemstone to indicate that his family is different. Actually, I'm going to give him a blue gemstone. He is not in the same family group as Yuki, but they're both males, so they can't have any babies anyway. And that will let me know who he can breed with in the future. Since we're using gemstones to remember, we have to take a punishment if we breed direct siblings. Hopefully it won't come to that, but we do need to think about the future of the tribe as our young ones age up, and hopefully that future will include whoever is hiding inside of this iceberg. So, as Yuki says, let us go ahead and carry on. Oh, it's always so hard to say goodbye to some of our nichelings. All right, Tigar, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you keep your blue gemstones. It'd be kind of nice if, as a feature of the gemstones, whatever you set the first one to, baby nichelings would grow up with that same color. But I understand why it's not quite like that. All right, and we're going to go ahead. Sentry will continue to push his way through the thick grasses. Actually, there seems to be... Is this a clearer path, like right here? All right. He's going to continue to shove his way through the thick grasses, trying to work over to the iceberg, as he has been commanded to do by the nicheling god Yuki. And then we're going to have Ice Miri go ahead and join him. But she's going to start angling for that tree, because she's going to see that as a good potential source of food, since they have been told they can eat from the nuts that fall from those trees. So she's going to come join him, but kind of keep an eye on things and maybe help him if he runs into trouble, because he did get bleached last time. And then Oak Glen, let's go ahead and change your color. Is anyone sickly? Kuar, Duktata, Tigar, Yuki. No one is sickly, so Oak Glen doesn't have to use his ability. And we probably want to move right now rather than have him do that. So we'll probably do that in a second. Kuar's going to stop to gather up some food. Ooh, can she break that? Curses. And I might actually have, like, Duktata. Who could Kuar... We'll look into who Kuar could breed with once we get into a position to think about that. I wanted Duktata to come over so we could see what kind of foods we have. Little Tigar is going to playfully jump up and encourage Oak Glen to join him. So the two young children are clearly already recovered. They're thinking about, like, moving forward and the future. And I imagine this just feels like a big game to them. Also, Yuki will follow up, and he can do a little bit of digging in these spots to collect food, because we do want to make sure we have a lot of food. In fact, Kale, can you, like, destroy that bush? I think that he'll try to teach the little ones how to destroy them. And Tigar... Actually, maybe having seen Yuki dig up that root, Tigar might try doing a little digging too, because that will put us one step closer to having digging paw. So there's that, and then let's come over here. We're getting closer and closer to that wonderful iceberg. I'm so excited. We're finally going to see who's hiding in there. All right, everybody doing good over here? Yes, okay. And Sentry? He made it! Yes! Okay! Okay! Nobody over here panic. Now's the time. As told by the god Yuki, Sentry will now break open this iceberg and free one of the frozen ancestors of our Yukir tribe, still one of the favorite tribes that we have ever done in our niche adventures. And by doing so, they will hopefully gain some more knowledge now that the time of ice is upon them again on how they can survive this trial. Sentry, even though you have one paw that does not work, clearly you have proven yourself a valuable ally to the tribe, and you do your best to contribute as you can as a scout. So, who are you going to be bringing back? A baby! Holy stuff! A baby with very delicate velvety paws for stealth and huge fangs. I have not seen, and a strong voice. I haven't seen the saber-tooth fangs in so long. Oh my gosh. And she's a female. Yes. With recessive female peacock tail. Interesting. I love the variety of genes that we can stumble upon. Okay, so Ra'an, I'm gonna name her Ra'an. Yeah, Ra'an. Yeah, Ra'an, I think. Maybe because she has a strong voice, so maybe her name is just like Ra'an. But when she has that strong, deep, rumbling voice and tries to speak around her gigantic saber-tooth fangs, it comes out as Ra'an. Oh my gosh, that's cute. Okay, so Ra'an, she's a hunter. She is heavily a hunter, for sure. Wow. She could be more of a hunter, but she burst out just kind of like a cuckoo from amidst that iceberg and immediately did some mega hunting. I just really quickly want to like glance over her genes. She would be a good mate with Sentry. She would be a good mate A&D. She'd be a good mate with Kale, Tygar, who's a little cold, poor little thing. What about Oakglen? K and D. No, Oakglen would not be a good mate for her. E and B. What about Yuki? E and D. Yeah, she'd actually be a great mate with pretty much everybody in the tribe, which I'm gonna make note of, but I gotta get Hammertail back in this tribe, and that's gonna be Kuar's territory, and maybe Duktata? Yeah, Kuar and Duktata, Purse Snout and Recessive Hammertail. Yes, please. Okay, they're definitely going to be a pair, now that I realize that. And the Ra'an can probably take whatever mate she wants, basically. So actually, I'm going to do that for the blues, to kind of indicate right now they can take whatever mate they want, because I don't have enough gemstones. Alright, moving on. That's amazing. I am so excited to have Ra'an in our tribe. And we have 15 more days on this island. And we need to get some food. And I think that that's actually, her growling tummy is going to be what convinces Ice Miri to jump this away and work her way, ooh, there's a whole berry bush here, and work her way over to this tree, because she has been raised, and I imagine this makes sense for the tribe, but she's been raised not only on legends of the Yukir tribe, but also legends of the Cookie tribe, legends of the cookie goddess Mies, because after all, they depend on all sorts of different types of food, and I imagine as the ice encroaches and covers the ocean and covers the land, killing off the plant life and leaving little behind, they not only talk about the basics of survival and hash over all of the legends that they have had of the Yukirs and examine them from different angles and try to think, what could it mean? How could they survive? What is the tale of Black Rose? What is the warnings of avalanches on thick snows? I mean, so far our tribe has never seen snow. It's just the constantly encroaching ice that follows them, and maybe the occasional blizzard as they cross the ice bridges across the open waters. That must be very terrifying. But amid all of those tales and legends that they tell one another, to try to make sure that they don't lose any of that important lore that could help them survive. No doubt, they also tell stories of brighter times, because as the world becomes darker and colder, they don't just want to know how to survive physically. You would want to survive spiritually and emotionally in your heart. And so they might tell stories about, happier times, happier tribes, the silly stories of the Seekers, and the delicious stories of the nuts descended from Mies, the cookie goddess. So we will guide over little Aismiri with the memory of those stories into this tree and hopefully get lots of food. And then let's come down here. Now I know who can become mates. We probably want to make sure we're close because I can clear out a lot of this grass actually. I see several regrowing patches of grass. They're actually this color, like that kind of bluish grass. But I probably want to make sure we're a little closer to the exit to do that. We might have like a central nest site where the females will share some nest because we don't have enough nesting material. So all right, we're gonna have Kuar gather that and gather this. Oh, bunny! Yes! Duktata has now gathered some food there. He cannot gather that nut to crack, unfortunately, but he can jump up here and start scouting this area. And Kuar, I just really wanted to destroy that bush, but I can't. All right, and I think we're gonna start kind of veering over into this area to start looking for food. And I think Yuki would advise that. Now that the new huntress, Ra'an, has been freed from the ice, it is time to gather as much food as our paws can carry and prepare. There is still, we'll give ourselves at least 5 days of just gathering food and resources. So he will encourage all of the tribe to take part in this. So I'm gonna have little Oakland. What's his best thing? He can do collecting and strength. So he might be, especially because he's a little bit more of a gentle nicheling, the one who will gather up the regrowing grass to hopefully have more nesting material for our females. And then Kale, he actually is going to pass away in a few days. So I think he's going to spend as much time as he can. And little Tygar is actually freezing. So we're going to plop Tygar into the hot springs. And Kael, can you break that, please? Okay, Kael's gonna help do some digging with the god Yuki to gather up these roots. And then let's see, that's everybody. All right, there we go. We're gonna be getting a little older over here. And there is rabble over there. All right, do I want that rabbit meat? I do want that rabbit meat. Holy rogue males! Oh, and he's spiky body! Warning, Captain! Warning! Alright. Duktata, I think, would be completely distressed and, like, rush over because he and Kuar were just starting to make eyes at each other. So let's actually get ready for them to become mates, like AS freaking P, because this is gonna be really not good if that happens. So Kuar, we're gonna go ahead and you're going to hopefully pass on the purse snout and the hammertail, completely unrelated to Oakland, so Oakland might have a purse snouted mate in the future. In fact, we probably want to have quite the flurry of babies with these guys. So do either of you have some negative traits? Eyes are good, hemophilia is good, fertility is as good as we can have it right now. No negative traits. We haven't really unlocked a lot of other positives. I cannot put the prehistoric traits into our mutation menu for the sake of the challenge. It's actually proving really challenging as a result. How close are we to unlocking things? Pretty close to nimble fingers. Not that close to digging paw. How about claw? Ooh, only 3 attacks away from claw. I think Kuar would want to have a bit more strength or a bit more finesse, because she does miss her sister, and I think she actually is beginning to channel some of her older sisters like warrior spirit. So we'll hopefully that rogue won't interfere. Oh geez, hopefully we'll be safe. I'm really kind of concerned about that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and send the little ones. Where's the next hot spring? Over here. Is he coming for Aismiri? Aismiri, no! Okay, Aismiri, you have Heat Body and Hammertail recessive. And I really kind of want to risk that. I really do. But Duktata is the one that I would breed you with because Hammertail and Heat Body. That would be really good to have Heat Body in our family. Holy cow, that would be really good. Okay, so what about the god? Oh wait, he has Heat Body! Alright. Yuki, go and defend! Yuki. Go and defend your followers. Holy, like, bunnels. We're gonna come over here. And Aismiri, do you have any negative traits? You do not, and I do think I'm going to end up having to breed her with her siblings in the future, which is not so great. But with that rogue male close by, I do think we're going to have her take on Yuki as a mate, and also to have his genes in the family tree. In the future, I may actually have Aismiri maybe taken as a bit of a risk, but an important duty to bring Hammertail into the tribe. Probably will have her mate with her brother, so I'm going to have to change her mutations to negative ones. But Yuki, you can go ahead and try to pass on, I think, Crackerjaw should, well actually, wow, Crackerjaw does not have the strongest chance. I think Crackerjaw, well, now we have the Saberfangs. But if we don't have Saberfangs, I think we need Crackerjaw. So, oh, and I can't put Crackerjaw in. Never mind, can't do that. You know what, I think that, honestly, I mean, other than him passing on, I want him to pass on albinism. Oh, that's interesting. I can't specifically try to pass on albinism. Interesting indeed. Huh. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead. There we go. She's going to have a child with the god Yuki to try to protect herself as well. And then down here, Ra'an's getting chilled, so she actually needs to be in a group. With that knowledge, should we pull her up? Where's the most bundles? Kind of scattered. There's healing plants. Oh, we could have given the healing plants. Well, I don't think Juniper could have made it up there in time, but man, I would have loved to do that. All right, let's gather up some food. And Sentry, you can gather up that regrowing grass. And then Ra'an needs a tribe, so I think he might call out for some help. Yeah, and then come over here, and then we'll start doing our hunting. All right, yep. All right, come on, boys. You guys need to start learning how to do stuff, and I think that your father, Kale, we'll have him come. Oh, Kale can actually get up here and see things. Oh, this is fantastic. All right, so now we can actually see what's going on. We've got a rogue. We've got to be careful. Yeah, we've got quite a bit going on all of a sudden. Let's see what we can do. We need food. We really need to be gathering this food faster. All right. Ron, you only have a little bit of movement, but if I bring Oakland down, can he do attacks? Boom, boom, and boom. Are we in a group yet? Hang on. Gotta get little Tigar. He'll help out too. Get away from my meat. There we go. All right, yeah, and now Ra'an is content because she is safely, yeah, Ra'an should be content because she's safely surrounded and she's warmed up quite a bit now that we're kind of moving in a bit of a pack. And this is the beginning of our Nishlings learning they have to travel in packs with this group. Ra'an, I'm gonna have you mate with a Nishling who has Hammertail in his, like, genes, which I think is going to be not Kale and not Sentry. Is it really down to just Duktatas, my only male with Hammertail? I think it is. Holy cow. Whoa! Rogue male again! Okay. Not gonna let that happen. Let's jump this way. And... Yay! Successful baby having! We're safe! Alright, so Kuar is safe. We'll go ahead and kick this tree. We've got a lot of food right here. We might think about having the baby right here with Duktata kind of keeping an eye on things, and maybe, oh, he can come over here and gather that regrowing grass. And then we need to move up, but it's kind of tricky to move. Let me come this way and clear that. Yeah, it is kind of tricky to move at this stage because your Nishlings can become frozen so easily. So I need to get all of them up. Gosh, this is getting a little more strategically tricky than I anticipated. And I only have 13 days to get off this island. So we gotta keep moving. Alright, Aismiri, I was trying to get you over to that tree so that you could get some food. That still sounds like a brilliant idea, and you can make a nest over there, I think. So she's gonna start working this way. The god Yuki can actually do quite a bit of digging for food around here. So I'm going to encourage him to do that. And then, all right, we're getting some food there. Yes, and I think we just unlocked the attack ability. Thank goodness. And the god Yuki, what else was... He cannot eat that. There's another tree root over here, but I'm gonna get him up so I can see for a second. Yeah, alright, this is getting a little more strategic on our food than I anticipated. Good challenge, good challenge. Gotta avoid spiky rogue. We learned that lesson. Now that we have unlocked Claw, I'm gonna have Kuar add Claw into her possible mutations and Duke Tata as well. I think they both want to become a little bit stronger and more aggressive. Ooh, and I need to be careful because if Duke Tata has to mate with like one of his siblings, I have to have room. I guess that's kind of a tricky part. Like, if I don't have room in the mutation menu, maybe they can't mate. Ooh. Oh no, who died? Oh no! We lost Kale! Little old man Kale is gone, my friends. We have a flurry of food. We have 12 days to get off this island. We've got to start making everything come together, and we need to get babies. So as much as there's food down here, there's probably going to be food over here too, and we do need to be closer. So I think Yuki would for a rare time, actually call out loudly across the island from his position and summon together the nichelings that he is watching over, telling them that they must prepare to move on. They are beginning to dwell too long, and the great bird that is overhead is an indicator that although we have pregnant nichelings and many bunnels, we need to be prepared. We must not become too comfortable so early on this side of the island. So we're gonna gather up what food we can and then start fleeing down here and just be ready to move, and I think gather as much material as we can. This is going to be a lot harder of a challenge than I was actually anticipating, and I think it really comes down to making sure you are positioned in the correct place to gather as much resources as you can, as quickly as you can, and then you get out of there. So we really need to be more cautious at not wasting a single day. And that, I think, is a lesson that they are beginning to learn. So alright guys, we're gonna gather up stuff, have some babies, and just kind of wiggle our way over so that we can flee this island next time. I'm beginning to really be concerned about keeping these prehistoric genes going. It's going to be quite the doozy, especially since we haven't been able to have very many babies. But I love this challenge. It's been a long time since I have felt so challenged while playing Niche, so this is going to be awesome. But alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you could, do please leave a like to kind of give a little appreciation for Ra'an's beautiful saber fangs. And if you would like to join us for this literally thousands more adventures and quite a few guffaws when we start our nicheling episodes, trust me, you'll love watching the golden crabbits rain down from the sky. It's pretty hilarious. Then do please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.